What's up, guys? Welcome back to Beyond ARTV and another episode of Not a Podcast, a discussion-oriented show where I'll bring friends from the internet on to discuss music and entertainment-related things. Today I have with me the lovely infinity on Hannah, sitting right next to me.
Hello.
And Hannah, what are we here to discuss today?
Our viewers.
And what more specifically about our viewers would you say?
We don't get them at all.
It's hard to understand viewing patterns and just your audience in general, what you're trying to appeal to, what kind of content you're trying to make for them. And I wanted to say before we get into this discussion, if you would like to make an MP3 copy of this for yourself, if you want to listen to it on the go, you don't want to listen to it on YouTube or something like that, I'll try and get like a SoundCloud link or at least a conversion link up in the description down below. So, starting off, let's rewind a little bit, okay?
Let's go way back.
Let's go back in time, okay? When did you start making YouTube videos?
For this channel, I started about 2 years ago.
Okay. And how has that changed for you, I guess, since you started versus now, like the mindset of creating a video?
It's definitely different because I have an audience now. Like, obviously when you start, you just have maybe a few people, but now that I'm consistent, people are expecting content, so you kind of have to, you don't really have a choice, like you have to keep going and always thinking of ideas, so it gets a little bit stressful.
Especially if you're, especially if you're on a schedule like yourself.
Yes, every Wednesday, maybe Saturdays.
Me, I'm just throwing stuff and seeing where it falls, except for 7 on Sunday, obviously.
Yeah.
That's
your one schedule.
That's my one schedule. I can't be tied down.
Yeah.
I started on YouTube on this, with the whole ARTV thing, Album Review TV originally back in 2009. Obviously then, I was just approaching it as kind of like someone who likes music.
Just for fun.
Casually, just kind of talking about it, never really thought. And obviously, like you said, there was a few people, you'd get a few comments and you get excited about it. But yeah, you weren't expected to put out a certain content or just like, if you don't, like now, it's like if I skipped out reviewing like a Paramore album or something like that, it's just like I'd be crucified.
Yeah, they expect everything.
A certain thing.
Because now you're like this person up here compared to them, and they like just expect things.
Right.
And
well, there's a lot more that goes into it though than just just sitting in front of the camera. I mean, obviously this video isn't going to be like super edited or anything like that. There's not going to be. I mean, there will be a few things that we'll put on screen, but for the most part, this one is an easy one to edit because it's a free-form thinking podcast show. But
normal videos.
Exactly.
A lot more work than you'd actually think.
There's a lot behind it. And what sucks is that the more work you put in and the more, I guess, content that you make, the more complaints there are.
True.
And the more dislikes.
Or
the more
reviews,
just
dislikes.
Or the more you probably see this as well, because since we both talk about music, but you look at something that you upload and people are just like, I don't see this, like our opinions don't line up, so they automatically are just they pissed off.
Yeah, and they get mad or tell you that you're dumb or something and don't know what you're talking about. I get that a lot.
Yeah, trust me. I still to this day get that. I mean, you'd think after kind of solidifying your place in the YouTube community, especially in the music world, you wouldn't get that, but I still get comments like that every week.
I did that Heathens video, and that blew up, which I didn't expect, but yeah, there's so many comments on there, like, telling me, like, I don't know what I'm talking about, and just like
irate over an opinion.
It's like, so what? Like, so that's okay? Like, not everyone's gonna have the same take on it, but that's a good thing. Like, you don't have to get mad if someone's opinion's different than yours.
Right, and I guess I could understand a little bit more if we were just blatantly going on and just saying, oh, it's absolute shit,
you give
and then walk away.
Behind and you explain that, and that's what both of us do.
Right.
So it's not like we're just saying, oh, I hate this, it's not good. Like, you actually explain.
Yeah, I think there's something that I've noticed over time that I don't really understand with like viewing habits, and obviously I don't want people to think that this is directed at everyone, because most people are great. Like most of the people. Of obviously the comments are usually very positive. Exactly, and I don't want this video for people to interpret this as like, oh my god.
We're not like complaining about. Like, I'm very grateful. For
it's just that things that kind of bring you down from time to time, just
it's hard
because
to keep going a lot.
Because you have to push yourself so much, and then you see things like these comments. Like, let's look for example. Okay. We had a couple recently. We have a couple of comments recently that we've had to deal with that have just been like. I get comments that'll just point out there'll be like one flaw, or like, you know, like if you say one thing wrong in a video, like you accidentally
they find it.
Yeah, they'll find it.
They'll
and
find it.
It'll be a 12-minute video, but their comment will say you mispronounced this at 4:13,
exactly.
and I'll be like, that's what you took away from the video. That's the only thing you got out of it. Great.
And that's like,
so glad that I'm making content for you.
That's such a disappointment because the time it takes to make these videos, you're waiting for like the reaction from people. Like, that's like what kind of fuels you to keep making videos. And if you don't get the response that you were looking for, it's just like
it's a little disheartening because
why am I doing this?
Sometimes people will miss the message of exactly what you were trying to say, and it's not like no, I wasn't saying this. You're interpreting it all wrong, and then people will just see like the top comments and just assume like what you said the whole video was just this one thing.
Other comments. People might not even watch the video. They don't watch the whole video.
I mean, I have trouble with that, with putting the ratings in the description for the album that I review or the track that I review. People will just glance at that and say 3 out of 5, you're crazy, but they won't. They didn't watch the video, and I explain myself.
They ask you why, and it's like you would have just made a video about it.
People will do that to me all the time. Like, why didn't you like the new Yellow Card single? Why didn't you like this? And it's just like, you're commenting that on the literal review. So that's one thing that I've never really gotten my hands on. But do you have that screenshot from the one? We'll throw it up on screen here so you guys can see it.
There was one. Now this is just rude. I mean, it doesn't sound rude, and they weren't really trying to be rude. But like this kind of goes more into like, I guess, myself rather than like the video. But it says it was on my review, or it wasn't a review, but like my album of the month for Misadventures by Pierce the Veil. And this person said, I appreciate how intelligent you are, and that you appreciate and understand how the music works. Thanks for not being a brainless fangirl. Now that's where it kind of goes wrong. It's like they thought they were being nice. But
the automatic assumption.
It's like a backhanded compliment, and it's really rude, and I get that a lot. And I know he wasn't trying to be rude, but like, what people assume that because I'm a girl, you know, that I'm like a fangirl, but like watch my videos. Like I don't just sit there and
say, "Oh
freak
my God,"
out about something. Like I actually talk about it.
Like there are people like that, and I understand that
there are, but you can't assume.
Yeah, like you watch it before, and just because maybe you thought that going in doesn't mean that you have to share.
I know,
those
that's
thoughts.
just like, well,
that's
thanks,
crazy.
I guess.
Like, oh my God, I'm so glad I won you over. No, because I mean, like, I will sit down, and but the thing is, it's guys and girls. It's what I keep telling. We've talked about it, and it's guys and girls that do this, and they'll make videos talking about, like, I saw a John Bellion review. I recently reviewed him, and there was a girl that just sat there and talked. It said album review, and I clicked on it and I was like, oh, that's interesting. You know, I want to see a female perspective on this. And she just sat there the whole time and said, you know, like, oh my God, like, I love it. Like, track one, like, so good. And like, that happens. And then I clicked on a guy's review of it, and it was the same stuff. It was just him sitting there saying, like, yeah, like, it's so good, it's so good. Whereas, like, obviously we go out of our way to, like, make efforts to not just say, like, oh, it's good, it's great, oh, it's bad.
Have more substance.
Exactly, because anybody could go on camera and say that.
Exactly. Then
you don't even have to hear it in order to go on camera and say that, oh, I love it, oh, I hate it. You could just fake it. But there's more to it that goes into that, because obviously preparing for videos, even like your Misadventures, album of the month, or whatever else it may be, there's preparation.
Oh, there is.
What kind of preparation goes into a normal video for you?
Well, it depends on the video.
Like brainstorming?
Yeah, well, first of all, the actual idea, like, if I have a few, like, reoccurring video, like, series, I guess, that I do.
Like album of the month, that sort of thing, and final updates.
Those are a little bit easier, because I already know the flow of those.
Right.
But if I'm doing, usually, like, I just have to write notes down, because it's really hard for me to, like, think on the spot. Like, I'm sure you're better at that than me. But you've been doing this longer.
Yeah, it starts coming a little bit more naturally.
I usually like to write down a few notes just to gather my thoughts.
Yeah.
So I actually know what I want to say, because another thing, you have to be very careful with the words you choose.
Oh,
because,
yeah.
Like you said,
you get crucified for it.
You'll get that comment like, oh, why'd you... Like, just one little thing you may have said, like, then they'll take it like that's all they take
Actually,
from it.
They were formed in 1998, not 1999.
And not even like that, but, even
the way you phrase whether you liked or disliked something.
Or explain something, but
yeah.
It's a spider.
Where?
Over there.
Oh, it's fine.
No,
See,
it's not.
but I think the main thing that I guess gets me flustered about the whole situation with things like that is because I look at that and it's just I know you're probably the person that sat there and dropped a dislike or dropped that, but just because you got confused on the first 10 seconds of the video and you didn't bother to watch more and that sort of thing, you know? But
some of these comments are so brainless.
I know. I've got one right here in front of me.
Okay.
I pulled one up because I screenshotted it. You guys, if you follow me on Twitter, you might recognize that I tweeted this one out. And it came from Halo Justin 1, a classy guy. And this was on my SOS episode 7 on Sunday, where I said, what was it? It was bands I outgrew. That's what it was. 7 bands that I outgrew. And I made an editing mistake on number 4, which was I See Stars, and I accidentally looped one clip twice.
Yeah,
and
that happens really easily.
It went back to back. And it was 2 seconds of the video out of a 15-minute video almost, and that was all. That's all they decided to comment on.
Yeah. It's you don't know.
But that was the only. I watched the video multiple times, and that was the only editing mistake, the whole video. But I was up all night the night before preparing it, scheduling it, and make sure it was up on time because I dropped SOS every week at 11 a.m. I made sure that it was out on time, and I got home from work, did that instead of going out or something that night because I wanted to make sure I had it done. Comment like this pops up. Your editing sucks. That's what you took away from that Halo Justin. God. I gave him a nut. Yeah, good. I can't help but get a little bit salty sometimes.
I'm glad you replied this.
I replied and said, hey, guess what? I work I'm sorry, I almost said 40. 35 hours a week at another job and still provide lots of content on 2 YouTube channels that I work hard to maintain. Sometimes after hours of filming and editing, I get tired and slip up, make a mistake. What, do you want an apology? You're the only thing around here that sucks. I get some people say don't acknowledge your trolls or whatever, but I feel like
but
if you
sometimes it's justified.
It is, and it makes me feel, I guess, a little bit better just because I know Halo Justin 1 doesn't give a shit about it, but at the same time, it's just I don't sit by, especially I can dismiss comments like fuck you, your opinion sucks, because it's just that literally does seem like a troll. That does seem like a troll to me. But when it's things like this, which are such nitpicks, whenever you don't understand, you don't understand, this week, you're here visiting for the week and everything. We both prepared lots of videos and stuff. We scheduled all of our videos. I spent the entire day last week, an entire day, either Friday or Saturday, one of my weekend days that I was off, I sat down and I filmed, edited, scheduled, upload, tagged, typed out descriptions for 6 videos. That didn't take 10 minutes per video. No. Didn't take that.
Hours and hours.
That took I sat down at 12 noon and I was not done until 10 o'clock that night. Yeah. A couple of breaks in between, but still. A week's worth of time.
And it's hard to do that back to back. You just...
It fries your brain.
It becomes the last thing you want to do because you just get tired of sitting there staring at the screen.
Yeah, I didn't leave my studio pretty much that whole day. And
how long would you say each video takes you to edit? I know the longer ones probably take... So how long would those take you? Because I remember you're doing that top 10 one.
Yeah, the top 10 one. Obviously, Hannah helps me out and does the editing for the thumbnails, so the top 10,
that's
the little
thing
intros.
That goes into it, the thumbnails.
Yeah, exactly. People don't think about it, but a lot of times...
That's a lot of work.
What makes you... And what makes you...
And it counts,
what makes you think, but sometimes it makes the video pop so much more.
Does.
And
it makes a big difference,
that you guys will be like, oh my god, I want to check that out now. Whereas if it was just me sitting there...
a screenshot.
Yeah, it's just maybe not quite as appealing, but there's thoughts and work that goes behind everything. But like you said, the top 10s, Hannah does a lot of work on those, and obviously the thumbnails as well. But the top 10 video, sitting down, plugging all those clips in that she sent me, that contain the songs themselves, and obviously I had probably about 40 minutes of footage for that video, cut down to about 15. And I would say that video took me about 2 hours to edit. And that's just people don't think because they're like, oh, you're not making a movie, you know?
They just really overlook that.
It's just like the text that pops up on screen,
yeah,
the album
all those
artwork.
little things you guys probably don't even think about.
You have to time them, you have to put how long you want them, you have to fade them in and out,
Any other sounds, background music.
Background music is a big thing. You have to check the background levels, you have to make sure the audio is not clipping. This seems like YouTube boot camp at this point because we're going into the specifics on it.
I know, but it's true.
It is. It's true. It's true, and I think
time consuming.
It is. And I'm so grateful for the comments that I do get, and I'm sure that you get some as well.
Yeah,
just like,
I have a really positive audience.
Yeah, I do the majority of the time as well.
Every once in a while, people.
Yeah, there's people, especially as the channels grow for both of us.
Oh yeah, there's just more people, or it's easier for people to just.
The more people there are, the more likely there is to be negativity.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're both very fortunate to not be in communities where I feel like there's a ton of hate and spitefulness.
Like half dislikes.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, whoa, every time you upload. Like, no hate on the needle drop, but his community is shit. I'm sorry, but his fan base is so negative.
Are they?
And they're crazy. They attack each other in the comments over opinions. And they
that's that too. Like, why do you bother in the comment? Like, people that argue over something dumb.
Exactly. You're arguing over an album that you heard one way, and he heard it a different way.
Yeah.
You're mad about a 3 out of 10, but I mean, like, I understand you're just like, oh, okay, maybe he just didn't really give it a chance, or you feel like he didn't. But is it really going to affect your day to the point where you argue in the comments?
No one is right or wrong. That's like the beauty of like music. Everyone
it's objective.
hears it differently, and it's like on my Heathens review, I shared what I took from the song. People get offended. They're like, "You're over analyzing." Then don't watch it. Well, make your own.
But the thing is, what's ridiculous about that is I did the same thing and I analyzed the song. I didn't get comments like that.
Oh, I know. I wonder why.
That's another discussion. That's another.
Oh, I'm gonna do that. Don't worry.
I know. Yeah, look out for that on Hannah's channel. There's definitely sexism in the community, and it's kind of hard to overlook sometimes.
I want to share one thing on that note.
Absolutely.
Me and my friend Blake, he has a channel. We did a video, we did 2 videos, one for each channel, a couple months ago. And one of them, on his, we were sharing some acoustic songs, some of our favorite acoustic songs. And for some reason, he's like, or somebody commented saying that I'm a stupid fangirl.
Over a video like that.
Yeah!
Which is...
And I'm like, what is the difference between me and you? We're both talking, it's the same.
And, am I a fangirl whenever I love an album? I don't know.
No, you've never gotten that.
Exactly. I mean, I've probably gotten it before, but it's not like every...
joking,
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god,
people...
John's fanboying or whatever, but they're joking.
That's different.
Yeah, they're joking. Here, it's just like they're looking down on you
because I'm a girl.
Mm.
And it's not even the way I discuss the song. I literally discuss the song about the song. I'm not saying, oh, it sounds good, I like the singer, he's hot. That's not what I'm doing.
I don't think I've ever heard you say that.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So, but I don't know why he made that comment. It's really, dude? But there's nothing wrong with Blake's parts of the video.
Right.
It's
no
just
comments
me.
there.
No, just me.
And I'm sure he talked about stuff that he loved too,
Yeah, exactly. That's what the video was.
Obviously, you are fans of these things.
So you're gonna say stuff you like.
You say positive things. That doesn't mean
it's just you can't please anybody. There's always gonna be something.
Well, it circles back. It circles back to another point that I know we had talked about earlier and wanted to talk about in this video was the very fact that there's viewers out there who think that you make content specifically for them
to please
just them. And whenever you don't make that, or whenever you make something...
Don't fulfill their standards or whatever.
Or whenever you make something where you're trying to kind of push your audience to try something new,
I don't want to talk about that.
That's something that I feel like they'll be like, why didn't you make a video about that instead?
Yeah.
And whenever you sat down and spent a lot of time thinking about what is this... Okay, what are some new bands that I think my viewers should try out? Or
I do that a lot.
Exactly, and I have a video that I just put up recently that talked about the very same things. New bands or new artists that I think you should check out.
And it sucks because, especially with my audience, I got most of my audience from, I guess, my videos about Fall Out Boy or 21 Pilots, Panic. Those 3 are the biggest. The viewers, I guess, because they're big bands.
But they'll also, it'll be they'll click on those videos.
Yeah, but they won't click on, other stuff. And it's I I don't want to have to feel like I have to make a video about Fall Out Boy's new whatever, like, just so I can get views.
Right.
But like, I almost didn't even make that Heathens review because I was like, I don't really care. Like, I just didn't really want to, but I did, and obviously it blew up. But like, I don't want to do that just to get views or just like because you guys want it. Like,
right. We do. I think we both do it though. We do both push ourselves to make other things.
Like,
no. I'm saying we might make those videos, but at the same time, we still make things that please us first and foremost.
Right, because it's my channel, right? You know what I mean?
And if you're not happy making the videos,
then it's just, there's no point.
Exactly.
Like, but like, I'll make a video, like, I did a video on some, like, smaller band that I really like and I wanted to share with you guys, but nobody clicks on it, and it's just like, how do I reel you guys in secretly? So I did like 10 bands I like at this moment to kind of make you guys listen to them, because it's not even like, because I know you'll like it too. Like, I'm really trying to share. I hate being a closed-minded, like, fan of music who only listens to like 3 bands, and it's like
exactly nothing. There's other music out there.
There's so much good stuff out there, and it's like, just click on it. Just click on it.
Yeah, try it, because seriously, because people will you will get people each time who will thank you. And I just did my vinyl update video, and I've had multiple people thanking me for shouting out Creeper and saying oh, thank you so much for sharing this band with me, and that warms my heart.
I know,
because
that's
I like
so
that.
good. Like, I get that a lot too. Like, some people, you know, take that from it at least, which is a good thing.
And then I'll see people months down the road. I'm saying there is a positive side to things, because I'll see people months down the road who I remember maybe commenting or tweeting something at me and saying like something about this band, like, oh, I'm going to check them out. And then months later, they'll tweet me and say, hey, remember a few months ago, you told me to check these out. Yeah, they're one of my favorite bands now. I got all this vinyl from them, etc. And it's great. You love hearing that, because that's exactly what you want to hear.
Glad.
And we're talking about the good side of YouTube now, because there's so many comments that are so uplifting. And I think there's a couple of viewers, especially over like time, who've just like been there to like check in, make sure that everything's okay, and they seem like, you know, they genuinely care about like what's going on with the channel and that sort of thing.
Really nice and to have that support.
Yeah.
And it really does like fuel you to make more videos, I feel like, because when you get like a nice response, it's like what you're looking for, you know.
Exactly. You're looking
you not just to please them, but you know, you want people to enjoy it.
You're not looking for your opinion to be justified so much as you're looking for, I think, discussion.
Yeah.
And like other thoughts, or else like, like, oh, okay, that was cool, I wanted to go check that out. Cool. Or, you know, whatever you take away from the video, it's not just like, oh, this mistake, or oh, that
just
or
a little thing that you said.
Oh, this negativity.
And also, I've noticed on your videos, like sometimes, like if I click on it right when it goes up, like the first comment will just be like, review this album, and it's like, why? It's like, honestly, like, it has nothing to do with it.
We'll go to the Creator Studio now, and
they obviously didn't even watch it.
Exactly, you didn't watch the video.
It's like, I know.
And I could go to any of my recent reviews, probably, especially for lesser known bands. You pull up like the first comments. And like, for example, I See Stars. We'll go to the comment section on that. What are the comments here? Please
do a review of Flood.
They might be giants.
Can you review?
Also, what do you think about the new Green Day album that's coming out? And I guarantee if we went all the way down to the bottom of the comments, it's going to be just like you said. Kind of it's instant. And it's fine. Like, I mean, like, I understand that I accept the request.
That's where they go to communicate with you, but it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not really relevant to the actual video.
Swans. Are you going to review Digital Distortion? Are you going to review Riff Raff?
It's like,
Sum 41.
I mean, it doesn't like bother me too much. Like, I just don't really reply or anything.
Yeah, so I don't either. And I think we're at a point where like we both will reply to comments, but it's just like a lot of them you kind of have to overlook.
Yeah, I rarely reply. Like, I don't just go through and reply.
We had, was it a couple of weeks ago, I think, where I was talking to you and I was like, you know, I want to take kind of like a step away from like reading the comments
like,
as
don't
much.
just like continuously.
Because I seriously, it was getting to me on a mental level, because these people are just like, so much just floods in, and it's not, a lot. And it can be overwhelming at times.
Especially some of your bigger videos.
Yeah,
like those controversial ones.
Yeah, if they're more controversial in nature, and you just I feel like, you know, I felt good about putting myself out there, and then you get like a bunch of backlash for it. It's just like, oh, I want to like lock away in a turtle shell.
That's exactly how I felt. Yeah.
And YouTube has been a huge like like opening up for me. I feel like coming out of the shell, and we're more comfortable on camera, obviously. Back in the day, you watch my first video, and it's just me, like...
Same, we're both very awkward,
I got that 3 days grace
no
for
organization.
you. Yeah, like me staring into a black and white webcam, and like my parents are sleeping in the other room, so I'm trying to be quiet. But now it's just like I have fun, and joke around on camera, like whatever I want to do, and I can generally get my thoughts out. But I think basically to kind of like tie everything together here, there's positive and negative sides, but obviously negative can pull you down so much faster than positive can lift you up.
I know, that's a weird thing. Like,
you know?
There could be so many nice comments.
And there are.
One
there
that's
are.
just really mean, and you're just like, oh, do I rage at them, or do I just delete it?
And not just like mean, like fuck you,
no,
you suck.
Just like,
it's just like
some people like make it personal.
Yeah, they
or
will.
Like they really try and piss you off.
Yeah, it's just like,
and
did you even like listen to this?
And
you don't even know what you're talking about because this song is.
Yeah, I usually just like want to go off so bad and like prove to them that why would you talk down to me like that? Like you literally don't even know me.
Yeah, it's just.
And I don't know.
I know people say, like, once again, and a lot of people here, maybe already in the comments, are saying, like, you should just don't acknowledge them, don't.
It's really hard not to be honest.
You kind of have to. Especially when you're at a level where we are, where we can actually still read the comments and kind of keep up with what's going on.
I like to see every comment, pretty much.
You know, it can be a little bit much. So I think what we want to spread with this is... I mean, like, you don't always have to have a positive opinion or something like that. But if you're going to argue or you want to share a different point of view, do so in a more respectful type of way. And I get, like, a lot of times I will misinterpret sarcasm from people in comments.
Yeah, that's another thing.
It's hard to tell.
Because I think I've seen a comment and then, like, you replied and they were like, oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to be mean.
Exactly.
It's just, like, it's hard to tell. It really is.
Especially whenever you read it, like, the way you typed it, like, how do I know that you didn't intend it, like, an insult?
And that happens over text, too.
It does.
It's just miscommunication.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, that's, like, another frustrating thing. Like, and it does take a lot out of you, like, just comments and on top of all the work. Yeah. It's like all the work you do and then you get a comment and it's just like... But
how good has it felt this week to just try to take a week off?
It's so nice. I haven't thought about videos in literally like 6 days.
Yeah, exactly. Like we're filming this almost like on the last day of her stay here. So it's just been a refresher. I think it's a recharging of the batteries.
Yeah. I think it's good to do that every once in a while too, where you just like take a break.
Yeah,
from videos.
You have to, and I'm glad. I mean, I could do that from time to time. I could see myself maybe like just being like, all right, I need a couple of days off. I'm going to schedule a couple of videos and just step away. And I've done that. I mean, I've
done that too.
But anyways, this was just a discussion. Don't take anything too seriously.
It's kind of our perspective as creators.
Exactly. I mean, everybody tackles things differently and sees things. Some people are totally unfazed by like whatever, and most of the time I'm very unfazed.
Yeah, I usually just don't acknowledge.
It's just generally there's the comments that want to get under your skin, and I'll let them sometimes. And it's hard not to.
It's hard because that's all you know.
I'm curious though, any other YouTubers out there or any people who have some sort of an audience or something like that?
Experience with them.
How do you feel about the reactions that you get, like the feedback, and have you noticed that over time you're pigeonholed to they want you to make like one type of video or one type of blog post, etc. Or if you're just like a viewer, a commenter yourself, how do you go about like the creators that you really like and support? Do you engage in discussion in like more of a heated manner? Do you like just being more laid back? Are you one of the ones that doesn't generally comment? Let me know. I'm curious. I'm sure we both are.
Yeah,
honestly.
for sure.
Don't forget, by the way, Hannah's here today, Infinity on Hannah. Her channel is going to be linked in the description down below.
Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe over there. Obviously, we talked about, you've got your vinyl videos, album of the month, concerts, lots of other things. Yeah, exactly. Music related stuff. So if you like what I do over here on Beyond ARTV, I'm definitely sure that you'll like what Hannah's doing over on her
That's
channel.
right.
Stay tuned, guys. I've got some band-themed SOS episodes coming up, like for the 1975. Probably I might do Yellow Card on here as well. Several other bands that you guys have been asking for that I don't necessarily want to do a top 10 for, but I could definitely see myself doing an SOS. So if there's any other bands you'd like to see me do that for, let me know in the comments. Who should I get on Not a Podcast next? And other than that, thanks for watching, dropping a like on the video, subscribing to the channel and her channel, because friends don't let friends go unsubscribed. All of our social medias are linked in the description, and I will see you next time. That was good.
Yeah. Get that spider.
Ooh, wasn't recording. I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Dun,
Oh,
dun,
no.
dun.